It's more going to be about the day-to-day activities in the recruiting class. And I once heard when I was a new manager, when I was actually going through branch training, that one of the best compliments you can receive in vector marketing is to be a great recruiter. And I remember after I heard that, I just decided that that's what I was going to take and actually run with. And so I remember when I actually started off and began running interview classes, I was pretty nervous. I don't know about you guys. Anybody nervous to run their first interview? Anybody still nervous? Don't be cool. Anybody still a little bit nervous? Okay, cool. And if you're not nervous, there's probably something wrong with you, because you should actually have some nerves before you go up, in front of that class, whether it's 4 people or it's 20 people, because you are on stage. Your job is to recruit those kids. I don't know if you noticed this, but the interview is actually a demo for a manager. You guys ever thought about that? When all of our guys, I'm talking about doing their phone time. You probably looked at your manager before and you're like, dude, why don't you do your phone time? Because the manager, you think they're just chilling back, but as a manager, what's a manager's phone time? Yeah, exactly. And so it's hand in hand, it's the exact same thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through just the basics of the interview, and we're going to kind of comb through the entire process here. And some of this might be a little bit remedial for a few of you guys, but for those of you that have ran 100+ interviews, and you can bust out an interview without the script, hopefully you can find a few things that you're not doing, because I know my guys, we've recruited a gang load of people this summer, and they can definitely still improve. I can still improve. I can still improve in training and interviews and everything. And so the first thing you need to understand is and this is on the handout, I'll be kind of jumping back and forth in the handout, that recruiting should be your badge of honor in vector. That's your badge of honor. Your interview class, your interview as a whole should be what you pride yourself on in your first few stages of your training. And being a good recruiter is not about getting a good show-to training. I know that's a part of it, and that's how we generally track it, especially when you're newer. But for the first point, I want you guys, I know sometimes I'll kind of fall off the map, and my guys are not really tracking all their numbers like they should be. I mean, you guys should be foaming at the mouth, counting and going, oh, that dude, I interviewed him. Like, sometimes I have to chill out my assistants in the past summers, because they were like, oh, hey, he's mine, he's mine, he's mine. And they were like hungry for it. But that's the way you should be, just play it off a little bit better. But you should be competing with everybody in your office to have the top show, obviously as far as the percentage goes, Sarah. And like I said, it's not just about the percentage, but that's a small part of it. Also, it's important to understand that recruiting is the skill. You can do all things through recruiting and vector marketing. When I was a new manager, I sucked at training, but I could pack the house. And it doesn't matter how bad you suck at training if you can fill the seats. So that's obviously one of the largest skills. I put down one of my favorite quotes. I don't know where I got this, kind of random, but always remember that 1,000 Girl Scouts can always take down a Marine. And so size definitely matters here. So the first thing that we're going to start off with, guys, is the applicant's mindset. Think back to how did you guys feel when you went into your interview? Like the first time. What were some of the thoughts you had?
Nervous.
Nervous. What else? Did not know what to expect. What else?
Skeptical.
What's that?
Skeptical.
Maybe that one. Skeptical, right? So you're nervous, you're skeptical, you don't know what to expect. And then once you walk in the office, sometimes you start judging the people in the office. You're like, do I want to work for this guy? Do I like this guy or this girl? And so it's important that you understand that. How about this one? Are they real? Some of you guys are so good at selling the products that you're almost too good at an interview as far as like the salesmanship part of it. You have to remember you don't want to come off needy in the interview. So think about those things. Think about what people are what's going through their mindset when they actually walk in the interview there. Another one is, one of the things they're wondering is, can I actually make money doing this? So put yourself in the mind of the applicant. The next one is, do you look the part? Now, looking around the room, I'm totally fired up that Lloyd let me talk to you guys, because y'all are the cream of the crop. If you take the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people I recruited in our office, or my staff I recruited this summer, like, we have one table basically over there, they're like 2 to 3% of every single person I recruited. So you guys should feel good about being in the chairs that you're in right now. And so this should be kind of, this should be pretty mundane for you guys, but think about, obviously your looks, Sarah. You need to look better than the sharpest applicant. What's your name again? Josh? Josh, stand up for me. Turn around, Josh. If Josh walks into your office and you're a new branch manager or district manager, you're going to be fired up that Josh just walked into your office? Yeah. Obviously, all of you guys look as good as Josh, but that's my point. That obviously, if Josh is in there and you look kind of sketchy, Josh is probably not going to really buy into you as the district or branch manager of an international marketing corporation. Thank you, Josh. Over to you, Josh, if you can. catch my drift, because there are days, and I have to be honest with you, I've never slipped up with this, because this is big to me. There are days I've seen a lot of people, they'll get dressed up one day for training or an interview, and then the next day they'll look like complete garbage. You know, it's like, you forgot to shave, you forgot to do this and that. And by the way, guys always get the brunt of this, where about shaving, but ladies, it's the same thing, you know, like prep yourself. I put on there like you're going on a date, but that probably didn't come out right, because, you know, we're not talking about exactly how you would dress, maybe some of you on dates, but I'm going to throw it out there, ladies, if you're the type of female that wears makeup, then wear makeup. You know, fix your hair. Guys, the same thing. I don't care what your hairstyle is. If it's longer hair, when I started with Vector, I had hair down to here, but I didn't wear it down to my face. Some of you guys are trying to like imagine my hair. I didn't wear it down to my face, like I comb my hair. Okay, so just those small things. Get a haircut. You know, it's stupid. I get a haircut every week and a half. I know that's ridiculous, but get a haircut at least every 3 weeks. For some of you, that would be amazing. You know, it's kind of nasty when you're interviewing somebody and they've got hair like all over here, and it's from the back of their head. You know, and so it's going over. So at least keep it clean. You know, and that's just so stupid, but you know, people do it all the time. And guys, shave. Okay, I don't know what it is about 18 and 19-year-olds that all of a sudden, when they can grow a little bit of hair, they want to try to prove that they're a man. You know, there's nothing cool about the cholo mustache. Does everybody understand that? The one that's not, it's not really coming through. It's like Patch Adams, you know. So if you have facial hair, I'm okay with facial hair, but make sure it's facial hair and not peach fuzz and, you know, a mixture there, because that looks really sketchy. Okay. Anyways. This is a stupid one, but your shoes polished. I saw him, hopefully he's not in here right now, if he is, I'm not making fun of you, but there was a district manager the other day that he was wearing a suit and you know, walking around, and I looked at his shoes and I was like, dude, did you just run through like a cow pasture? He had dirt all over his shoes, mud, like he just went to a concert like outside. I was like, are you serious? Like, you're gonna wear a suit and that? Like, you might as well wear flip-flops. It'd probably look better. Well, polish your shoes. That's just a stupid one. You know, some people, you know, you're sharp recruits. I remember also once, you know, you want to tell a successful person, look at their watch, look at their shoes. You know, those two things. Now, I'm not telling you to go spend money on a watch, but people look at these things. You know, some of these kids, their parents are these people that obviously think that way. So, anyways. And the last one, since a lot of you, how many of you are between 18 and 20? Raise your hand. 18 and 20? Okay, awesome. If you see your manager come in and run an interview without a tie on, I'm not a fan of it, but remember that don't just go, oh, well, if he does it, I can do it. Because if they're a little bit older than you, they can pull that off. Because their confidence, and it just, you know, obviously if you walk into your interview by an 18-year-old, you kind of tell they're an 18-year-old. Some of you have to really go that extra mile to make sure that you don't look like an 18-year-old, or that you do not look like an 18-year-old. So make sure you think about that. The next one, office atmosphere. Please help your district managers. I've been to so many offices, and my guys know, I actually just, they all can't see me for this, they used to like to do their phone time in my office. I put a lock on my office. So nobody, when I leave my office, that bad boy's locked. So every day I walk in and it's just spotless. You know, because they trash the office, Johnny. And so, but it's always nasty. Like, take pride in your office. Even if it's not your office, you're supposedly an assistant manager in that office or whatever, you know. So take pride in that. There should not be rope on the floor. There should not be boxes in the corner. There should not be, you know, just leather strips laying out. There should not be overflowing trash. Keep in mind, you're going to tell people, how many offices do we have throughout the U.S., guys?
700.
Yeah, whatever interview says, 550, whatever. Point is, a lot. And we're the international marketing company, but yet our trash is overflowed. We don't even have anybody take out the freaking trash. You know? Your magazines. Are your magazines dumpy and frumpy? Like, are your magazines? And this is stupid small stuff, but people look at it, they're like, this place is a sketch factory. You know? So, are the magazines, are they all like bent up and nasty? You know, and make sure your magazines are legit too. Like, you probably want to stay away, guys, from like Maxim and those things. So, hopefully that's common sense. I know some of your branch managers are like, I had posters up. So, you know, let's hear it. Your interview materials, and these are the common sense things. But your interview materials, are they from you? Do they look like they've been used since you know, 1949 when we first opened? You know, it's not too cool to show somebody a textbook about, you know, how prestigious our company is, and I'm guilty of this too, how prestigious we are. But yet our textbook looks like it was literally like you bust out the textbook and it's falling apart, and it looks like we have nothing else to show that we're a reputable company but this sketchy old book. You know, so get on your district managers. Dude, we need a new book. Call the region. We need a new book. Order my manager a new book. Yeah, he told me to charge his account. Okay. So